Gotta love Mike Lee's amazing sense of humor. It says here live footage of U.S. senators trying to explain why we don't need to pass the Save America Act. This is Mario, obviously, and the most challenging level ever. That's pretty funny. Here's what, Mike Lee had to say after recent events.
After the House passed its budget today, opening the door for a possible third round of reconciliation in which the Save America Act could be attached, I started looking more closely at this. I think I may have been mistaken. I think I may have been too hasty in concluding that the Save America Act can't be made budgetary. I think there's a path. I'm saying there's a chance. And we got to fight for every single possibility that that chance could materialize.
On us if we can't see that. Shame on us if we don't take the steps necessary to extricate ourselves from the sharp, clinging talons of the so-called zombie filibuster, the name that I've assigned for the use of the 60-vote cloture standard as a de facto 60-vote passage standard, which it is not, which it was never meant to be, in which if it were, it would arguably run afoul of the Constitution. Because the Constitution makes clear when you're setting a supermajority threshold as the minimum standard, it makes clear where that is. There are several instances, including when you're either proposing a constitutional amendment, you're ratifying a treaty, trying to overcome a presidential veto, for example, where a two-thirds supermajority is required. Otherwise, it's a simple majority, and that continues to be the case under the Senate rules today. It's just that we think of the 60-vote cloture standard as synonymous with the threshold needed to pass. It is not. The reason we talk about this, and the reason I contrast what I call the real filibuster, the talking filibuster, against the zombie filibuster, is that in the case of the zombie filibuster, nobody even has to work for it. The way it always worked, before and after they first adopted the cloture standard for the first time in 1917, although it was set at a 3/4 supermajority back then, they would just continue to debate it. That's what we should do here. If you want to filibuster, you can. You may do so, but you should have to stand here and speak. And when nobody else shows up to speak against it, that's over. And you call the question on the bill. And you call it not at 60 votes, you call it at 51. That's what we ought to be doing. We should put this bill on the floor and we should debate it until such time as it passes. Now, are there other options? Heck yeah, there are. And I support pretty much all of them. One option, this chamber would be in an up.
All right. Now, here's another little speech. Oh, this is 18 seconds. But it says here, just spent the nearly 90 minutes on the Senate floor trying to pass the SAVE Act, laying out every way to get it done and calling out leadership to cancel recess.
To do that which they have to do every single day, sometimes many times in the same day, to show that they are who they claim to be. Our right to vote, our most sacred incident of U.S. citizenship, requires nothing less. Thank you, Mr. President.
Absolutely. Just in, the U.S. has just passed the National Defense Authorization Act with the Save America Act attached, sending it to the Senate before it heads to President Trump's desk. Not by much, but it was enough. 7 Republican nays, 6 Democrats voted yay.
On this vote, the yeas are 216, the nays are 212. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
There you go. So things are moving forward. And here we have something a little bit different. It says here, holy shenanigans, shikeys. In case you missed it, Speaker Mike Johnson confirms the SAVE Act will only need 51 votes to pass, or 50 with Vance's tiebreaker, since it's within the reconciliation bill. Time for the Senate to do their job.
Third reconciliation bill, which of course is Republicans' best shot to get as much of the Save America Act into law as possible, in addition to funding our national defense and our farmers. Republicans support our troops, our farmers, and election security. We're the only team in Washington.
Absolutely. All right, let's see. Just in, suspicion is growing that Senate Majority Leader John Thune will strip the SAVE Act from key bills just passed by the House, or he could wait until September to take any action, which is passed when the Save America Act must pass for the midterms. So, whose side is Thune on? If he strips it, that would be ridiculous.
The Republicans are trying to make good on their legislative agenda by passing a batch of measures before their annual summer recess. This includes the Save America Act and even a plan to avoid a fall government shutdown. Chief Congressional Correspondent Chad Pergram explains the summertime sprint from Capitol Hill. Good evening, Chad.
Brett, good evening. The House just okayed $95 billion for the Pentagon and the war in Iran. It's part of a hectic day on the House floor. The House of Representatives trying to cure the legislative summertime blues.
Save America Act.
Stock Trading Act.
The Republican Reconciliation 3.0.
The NDAA.
The House approved a stopgap bill to avoid a government shutdown this fall.
Let's just take this off the table. Let's get this through the election.
The House sending the Senate a budget framework to pay for the conflict in Iran, tacking on the Save America Act. But there's GOP skepticism.
I'm not 100% convinced that the SAVE language is going to be held solid through the Senate.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune may not even tackle the budget blueprint until September.
We could pull that budget resolution passed by the House and use it to fund government.
That package is immune to filibusters. Republicans could then cut Democrats out of the funding process.
It's very ominous. The reconciliation process is an indication of failure on the part of the institution.
Republicans hope the threat compels Democrats to help avoid a fall government shutdown.
I think Leader Thune believes he'll have some reasonable Democrats in the Senate that will assist.
The House also approving a plan barring members from trading stocks.
Yeah.
You want to day trade? There's a place for that. It's called Wall Street.
But banning stock trades isn't in the mix in the Senate. That frustrates voters.
They're not going to feel confident in this institution if they think that just members of Congress can actively trade stocks. It's totally insane to me.
But little is solved. There's no agreement between the chambers on election security or government funding. The autumn chill of a shutdown could reveal that it was not a productive summer, but a cruel summer.
Amazing that Congress won't do things that are fully supported by the American people. It's quite sad. But again, it seems like we've had some positive leeway, so I hope that the Senate will do what's right and follow the advice of Mike Lee and get the SAVE Act passed and stop Congress people from engaging in day trading. All right, thanks for watching this long. Like, share, comment. It's all much appreciated. Have a fantastic day.